I had an interesting moment of my life, and I started to make a lot of yoga. I go to ashram and a lot of meditation, and I felt very strong from yoga view, Buddha, this kind of things, Vedanta, to India moment.
Welcome to another episode of Contrabass Conversations, your show covering life on the low end of the spectrum. I'm your host, Jason Heath. So glad to have you here today, and visit our site at contrabassconversations.com for all the details about what's going on here. And I'd love to hear from you. Reach out, send me an email, feedback@contrabassconversations.com. A suggestion for a guest, some idea for the show, some news, that would be great. I am so excited to bring you today's episode featuring Enrico Fagone, who is a teacher, a performer. He lives in Lugano, Switzerland, near the Italian border, teaches and performs there, and is incredibly active as a soloist, masterclass teacher. And one of the things that struck me the moment we start talking is how he has evolved and continued to evolve throughout his career. So we talk about how he switched over to German bow, how he became deeply involved with yoga and meditation, becoming a father and how this changed his worldview, Japanese audiences, what it's like playing over there, how all of this has affected his approach to performing music, and starting to study conducting and what that's done for him. So many great takeaways from this episode. I really know you're going to enjoy it. And you'll be hearing a little bit of Enrico playing Battazzini before and after the interview. And definitely check out his website, enricofagone.com. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Check out the show notes for this post. I have a YouTube video of him playing. Such a fabulous player, such a fabulous guy, and doing great things for the bass world. So I know you're going to dig this episode. And I'd like to thank our sponsor, D'Addario Strings, and let you know about our giveaway with them. You can win a set of Helicore strings, and they're giving away a set of the orchestra, pizzicato, and hybrid strings. Go to contrabassconversations.com/strings. And all their strings are engineered, designed, and crafted in New York. And Helicore makes 4 different versions of strings. They make those 3 that we're giving away, and then they also make solo strings, and you can get them in a variety of sizes and tension variations, plus C extensions, low B strings, all that kind of thing. I'd also like to thank Bass Capos for providing hosting for the podcast. And Bass Capos are a great choice if you're looking to implement a double bass extension. They're easy to install and adjust, cheaper and more reliable than hand-built latches, and they're lighter and quicker to operate. You can learn more at basscapos.com. All right, here we go with our episode featuring Enrico Fagone. Tell us about where you grew up and how you got started in music.
Yes, I grew up in Somaglia. It's a little town near Milano, like 40 minutes from Milano. And I started to play guitar, electric guitar, with heavy metal, Metallica, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And then I go to the school, to the conservatory when I was 14 for try to enter with guitar.
Okay.
But I go there with the electric guitar. So, and for them was very strange. So I tried to play classic guitar and asked to someone to give me just for 5 minutes for the exam. And I played the only one piece that I know with the fingers was Nottingham Mother by Metallica.
Okay.
And I played that piece. And they told me, what is that? It's very strange for us. I say, okay, I know only that. I'm sorry. And they told me, with guitar is not so good. So let's try with double bass. What do you think? I say, no, bass is, I don't like bass, this sound. I like guitar. So I back at home, and after a few days, my father told me, why you don't try, la, la, la. And I called the school. There is again the possibility. They told me, yes, we need bass player. So I make the exam. And I made my first teacher was Leonardo Colonna, who was very good, very nice person, fantastic musician. He was the double bass player of very famous ensemble in Italy is Solisti Veneti.
Okay.
Where now this position is replaced from Gabriele Raggianti.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, so it's a very good ensemble in Italy. And I studied with him, and I was first year I was alone in the class, and we did lesson of 7, 8 years.
Wow.
8 hours.
Hours. Wow.
Very, very hard. And so I in 6 years I finished the school, and then I start to make audition, and I won few competition, national competition, Benzi, and something else, scholarship during my years in the conservatory, and then I won some audition in Turin, in Rai Orchestra, and then when I was 19, 20, I moved to Rome, where I was 1 year principal bass in the opera for some project, opera in Rome, and also in Santa Cecilia Orchestra.
Oh, okay.
And then I won a permanent plus in Turin, Turin Opera, but just for 6 months, because later I won the position in Lugano.
Okay.
In where I am now, in Radio Orchestra, the Orchestra della Svizzera Italiana, and it was 2004.
Okay.
2004, I arrived here was almost 13 years ago.
Wow.
And then so I was 24. I start here with orchestra, and it's very good combination for me because it's chamber orchestra. So, and I did also interesting project, recording, CD of Bottesini, and many interesting things that is not easy to find orchestra that give you this possibility, you know?
Yeah.
And yes, and I was also very lucky because in Lugano, in collaboration with the radio and the orchestra, there is a Progetto Marta Argerich. Marta Argerich is a very, very famous legend pianist. And I met her here. We start to make some project, and I was lucky because she invited me also in other country, in Argentina, in Italy, and was very nice for me the possibility to meet her, to play with some fantastic musicians like her, Misha Maisky, Vadim Repin, and this kind of legend. And for me, it was like a lot of inspiration for grow up. And for my develop in music and double bass.
Wow.
In 2011, I won also the audition in the conservatory, and I left the Italy because before I was teaching in Piacenza, the university where I studied.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yes, when my teacher left to go retired, I took the class. But then it was so difficult travel every week, so I concentrate all my teaching only in one university in Lugano, and in 2011. Okay. So now I'm very happy. I have a good class from Japan, South America, Europe, Spain, France. I don't know.
Wow.
So Italy. So it's a very nice group, and we just made a concert with 9 bass in the big concert hall here in Lugano, and was interesting with them, and I like teach. I like teach.
Yeah. What did you play for that concert with the 9 basses?
We played Carmen Fantasy by Bernard Salles, and we played Vedova Allegra from Lehar. And Elephant, of course, by Sansan.
Of course.
Passione Amorosa.
Oh.
Passione Amorosa, yes.
Nice.
And with the 2 students made the soloist, and I conduct them because I'm study conducting from 2 years.
Really?
And yes, now this year I start also to study in Milano in Abbado Academy, Claudio Abbado School, and it's very, very interesting for me. Open my mind. Also for as a double bass player is very interesting for me.
It's the other side of the orchestra, right? You're going from the back to the front. That's great.
Yes, but I don't become enemy anyway. Because it's but it's very interesting. So yes, is very interesting because became just when my wife was pregnant. I felt something, because when you became father, you feel something from very strong from the life, no?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you change view of the life, no? And it was
Absolutely.
interesting because happened also in music. I was in orchestra playing, and I listen wind, and I listen the harmony. So I just felt that I need something more to know more about harmony, and I start to bring the scores, to check everything, and I try to conduct some concerts with some orchestra. And the friend told me, "Oh, you're great. Why you don't continue?" So this year I start to study in the conservatory in Milano. It's a civic school, is a Claudio Abbado school, and it's very interesting. I can conduct a good orchestra, pomeriggi musicali in Milan every month, so it's very very interesting for me. And yes,
that's a great development. What an interesting development. Yeah, and it's hard to practice conducting without an orchestra, right? It's like
yes.
it's unlike bass. You have to practice in public. So it's great
this is the most difficult things, because you arrive there, you can practice how many hours, but you arrive there and everything changed, no?
Yeah.
So that's why it's very important to have some orchestra for develop. But anyway, it's also very important the study of the score, the harmony, the contrapunto, and the idea of the composer, no? And so but yes, it's very interesting. But of course, bass still to be my first things is just something for develop more. And I always always need my bass, my sound. And I also try now to make some experiment with violone tuning, to play Vanal with violone tuning, Vanal concerto. And yes, I maybe with gut strings, baroque bow. This kind of, and also of course I love Bottesini and our repertoire. I continue to play in recital, concert, our repertoire. But I have also some day in the week where I try to involve new things. Also for give inspiration to the student, I think is important. No?
It must be very inspiring to the students. It sounds like you're continuing to musically develop so much. Like you didn't just get one orchestra job and then just stayed there. Starting to conduct, starting to experiment with tunings and different setups. That's just there's so many things we can do in this music world. It's fun to explore those. And the violone tuning, for the Von Hall, that completely changes that piece. It's like a different piece, right?
Yes. When you back to play Dittersdorf or Vanal concerto for audition, no? After you played with violone tuning, you feel so stupid.
Yeah, it's so awkward compared
to because in that time virtuosismo was with the right hand, was with the bow, was not with the left hand, no? So they made all difficult things with the bow, jump, staccato, legato. So of course I'm agreed that for audition, also when I am in the jury, I always ask, here in Europe we ask Dittersdorf concerto, which is very important for the clean sound, intonation, and the classic repertoire. Is very important with modern tuning, with Bottesini tuning. But of course, it's very interesting know which idea was of sound was of the composer. With the Pischelberger was this big virtuoso of that time. Dittersdorf was a conductor. Pickel was first violin, and Pischelberger was the double bass of the orchestra.
Yes.
And Picker wrote also bass concerto, that we have. And so this guy made a lot of inspiration. Also Haydn, wrote bass concerto, Vanal, of course. So Mozart wrote Per questa bella mano, the aria for him. So I think it was very important moment for double bass.
It was.
That is this. Yes.
Yeah. No, it was this rich time for double bass. Yeah, this solo instrument and the central, and a lot of people don't realize it. They don't realize how important the bass was at that point.
Yes, because later, of course, Bottesini. I love Bottesini, and how many days is in my life, with competition, with concerto. I did a recording. I was very lucky, helped me a lot. this recording with my orchestra of the concerto.
Yeah.
But Bottesini was alone in some way, So Verdi didn't write concerto for double bass,
right?
So is the big composer in that time was not. They just love him, his music, but that's it.
Yeah. He didn't inspire them to write concertos like the earlier generation did with the Haydn and then just how much the bass. I mean, if you look at Haydn wrote all those bass solos in all his different symphonies too. So
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the point, But of course, it's a different history because Bottesini was just. He made an audition in Milano Conservatory, and they told with violin. He was violin player, and they told him choose bassoon or double bass, and he chose the strings. But he say, of course, I in few years I will be the Paganini of double bass, And he was fantastic virtuoso, and for me one of the most big emotion of my life when I played a recital with Bottesini Testori in Japan. It was 2 years ago. It was amazing. Yes, oh my God! And you see that in the Testore, he on the shoulder of the ear, you see that is a lot of the wood is not so new because Bottesini work a lot in this area for harmonics.
Wow.
So you touch this, and the owner is a Mr. Tokutaka in Japan. Is very nice person, and in the next years, I'm sure we will bring also the bass to the competition, to the Bottesini competition. So the student, the professor, will see the bass in Europe.
Yeah. Wow. What a great experience that'll be to get that over to Europe, and what a great experience to play on that bass too, and to see where Bottesini's arm was resting, playing up in those positions. How cool! Yes. What are the dimensions of that bass? Is it a small bass?
It's 107.
Okay.
But was more big. I
really?
Think.
Okay.
So they short is a short version, and in fact. There is a little bit strange the position when you play. I remember that is very good always, but when you arrive in the harmonics is very large.
Oh, really? Wow.
I think yes, but it's very interesting, and is for me maybe it's also a romantic view, but also some friends that try the bass agree with me that is the best bass in the world. The sound is very, very nice, very strong, and it's very easy to play, and it was very interesting for me because I always played with French bow until 2006.
Okay.
I won my audition here, and then I see Switzerland, new country. I see in the German part many people play with German bow. Also in my orchestra, my colleague play with German bow, and so I switch. But now I play both. I teach both. I have students with French and German bow, but with Bottesini I tried with my German bow, and the sound was good, but a little bit strange. I tried to took the bow that is together with the bass. I don't know if it's original, but anyway, it's very old.
Yeah.
And the sound was totally different.
Oh, wow.
So I played the recital. I played with the French bow.
Okay.
Is that I played with this bass. So it's a very romantic, beautiful bass, and it's very, very interesting. And the owner is very nice person. So it's I spent very beautiful afternoon in Japan with the bass, Bottesini bass.
Oh. Yeah. What a tremendous experience that is, to be able to play on that instrument, to just kind of imagine Bottesini, making those same sounds up there and those harmonics. What did you play in terms of music for that concert?
I played, of course, Bottesini. I played Reverie.
Okay.
Which is not original for double bass. Bottesini never played, I think, with bass. It's just transcription, this piece for double bass.
Okay.
It was for cello and is a song.
Mm-hmm.
It's a song, very sad song that he wrote, and then he played with cello, with viola, but never with bass.
Never with
There
bass.
is no manuscript.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And anyway, if he played, for sure is in G, not in D like we played.
Okay.
No, because cello version is in G. And I played Tarantella, I played Sonnambula, I played Reverie by Bottesini, I played Eccles Sonata, I don't remember now, Indemit maybe. And then was a concert with NHK bass section.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
Yes, I played with them 1 week in the orchestra. It's fantastic orchestra. And then I made a recital and they joined me and we played Passione Amorosa also with principal bass. And we played with 8 bass, I think, or 5 bass group. It was nice. We made some fun together.
Yeah.
And yes, it was very good level in Japan. Very nice atmosphere. It's like play rock in Europe, in the US. They have this love for classic music. And every concert is sold out, and you feel so nice to perform there. It's very, very nice. I have also one student now for Japan, and I see the difference. That they have different love for classic music. Maybe because it's something new for them.
I know. I agree. I've played in Japan. It's one of my favorite countries to play in. Just such amazing audiences, so enthusiastic, love of classical music and love of the bass. And the Japanese bass culture is great. I mean, there's so many players, such a high level. Wow, what a cool experience to do that.
But also another country very interesting in Asia, where I teach masterclass, was Korea.
Oh, sure.
South Korea, I found level amazing, amazing level, and wow, they have because they practice a lot and they are very hard, and they are like European in Asia. In Korea, South Korea, they have this kind of sing, So in fact, there is a lot of winner of the most important competition for singer is from South Korea.
Really? Interesting.
Yes, they have this kind of power, romantic power, I can see. So it's a very interesting, very, very interesting power, yes.
Yeah. No, and I can see that in some of the bases I know from South Korea. There are some over here in California that are just absolutely, and singing, that vocal quality. They just kind of have that.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice, yes, very nice.
What what do you do in terms of, like, what method? And I love that you started in heavy metal. I started as a heavy metal bass player too. I think a lot of people did on bass. It's surprising. And then you got into the bass. What methods did you use? Did you use belay, Petrarchy? What materials did you use?
I used belay. And in the conservatory, and a lot of Italian also, Montanari, Mengoli, which is very important. I teach also to my student Mengoli 20 stud with Petrarchy version of Mengoli stud, and then concertos, of course. And then Petrarchy was very important for technique. I developed a lot with Petrarchy version, and I'm very strong with my teaching with Petrarchy version. And then when I switch to German bow, I study with Klaus Toll.
Oh, okay.
It was very important for me. And also I study with one student of Stryker.
Okay.
In Italy, and was very important for me for understand the different technique. And also my colleague in orchestra was a very good student of Helicore.
Oh, okay.
So I start with Stryker technique, and then I learn very good the Helicore technique, and then I go when I was already professor in Piacenza, my friend, I bring to my student, and we go together to make the summer campus with Klaus. And it was very, very interesting. He opened my mind for classic repertoire, for contemporary music. He gave me very, very good way in this way. And of course, I studied also 2-3 years in Academy Stauffer in Cremona with Petracchi, where I developed the technique of thumb position and of course all repertoire. And yes, and then I in 2009 I started to play. I was very lucky with this festival and Marta Argerich festival, and then she bring me with management in around the world with Argentina, Europe, France, Spain, and we played many times together. And I play often with Misha Maisky, you know.
Oh, okay,
This kind of people, and was such a great inspiration. And of course, still with beautiful teaching from this kind of professor like Stoll, Colonna, Petrarchi, you change the idea of music with this kind of personality, you know?
Yeah.
And this was the best teacher that I found in my life, because they give me, and I see also the difference between the rehearsal and the concert. Because in the rehearsal, yes, they play, you know, something, but it's like they have the lion inside, and in the concert, this lion go out. So, and you first time was very shocked for me, you know, because if you don't change the sound, you don't change the energy, is you finish the concert that is very difficult to be on the stage with them.
Yeah.
So it's very, very interesting, and you can listen history from them about Rubinstein, about Hindemith, that they, and for example, I remember Misha told me history about his meeting with of course Rostropovich, but also people that met before him with Casals, you know, this kind of meeting that changed life. And when you listen this history, is very, very something deep for your heart. Now it's not only music, it's not only, of course, music, double bass is life. Now it's not something between. Is everything is music is always. No?
Yeah.
And yes, and I also had a very interesting moment when I was 25, before to change German bow. For example, I had when I arrived in Switzerland, I had an interesting moment of my life, and I started to make a lot of yoga.
Okay.
And yes, I go to ashram, to the ashram, and a lot of meditation. And I continue to play in orchestra, but was a little bit, strange moment for me. And I felt very strong from yoga view, Buddha, this kind of things, Vedanta, to India moment. No? Yeah. And then I met my wife, and I back to the world in some way, and I started again to practice very strong. I switched to German bow. I go to Klausthal. So but it's very important in my teaching this view also. No, I'm strong when they need, but also this psychology view, this unnatural view to try to understand the student. Now I'm not always the same with every student. Have different idea, and they need different approach. So is this yoga idea also helped me a lot. For player in relax with bass to feel the energy from the land first, from your shows, and from the land the energy, and you send this energy from your shoulder to the bow, to the strings. So it's like your bow is a part of your body, these kind of things. And also for conduct is a lot of help, this kind of energy, relax. And it's very interesting for me, the body, the yoga idea with the body for teach also, for the sound, for the energy, this kind of things.
Oh, no kidding. That's so fascinating to hear you talk about that. And that's one of those things, you're working with a student and they might think it's like something to do with their finger or their arm, but it's like the way they're grounded to the earth. They're not sending the energy the right way. It can be something That's fascinating. I love that you switched to German bow after going through those experiences with meditation and yoga. That's a really cool transition.
Yes, was interesting for me, and yes, I think we should learn everything. Yeah. Of course, about fingers is important when we start to play. I think it's very important that professor give you some school. Of course, almost say put everything here. These fingers do that. These fingers do that. No, but of course, when we are able to do that, we should forget everything and just feel the bow or left hand like continuation of our body, and the bass is just our body. I think this is my idea, so learn everything like fingers. I have to do like this, and then forget everything and just do the music with your body. This is my idea of is a yoga idea, of course, of the body, of the music, tension and relax. Yes.
That's great. Well, I can see. I haven't met you in person or seen you teach, but I know you're a fabulous teacher just from how curious you are and how you continue to evolve, and that's very exciting. Enrico, thank you for chatting. So great to talk with you. Folks, check him out at enricofagone.com and stay tuned for the next episode where we're going to be talking with Enrico and with Bottazzini competition, International Bottazzini competition, the Concorso Bottazzini competition. We'll be speaking with Enrico and Francesco Donati about that. That's coming out in a few days, so stay tuned for that. So that's going to do it for another episode of Contrabass Conversations. If you haven't checked out the quotes book I put together, this is an ongoing project of mine. I'm taking, these opening quotes that I use for the episodes. Well, I compiled that into a kind of cool looking ebook with photo of the guests from the podcast and that quote or perhaps another quote. You can get that for free. Just go to contrabassconversations.com/quotes and you can pick up a copy of that quote book. I'll email it to you and I'd really appreciate it. So thanks again for tuning in. We will see you again soon for more life on the low end of the spectrum.